No, it's okay.
Other thing is the guys get very serious.
Here we are on a beautiful sunny day at Storybook Gardens, and everyone's here. Today is August the 8th, Sunday, and we're just having a wonderful time here. We just got here a few minutes ago, and already everybody's starting to do their own thing. And here's Barbara, who's also taking a picture of me, I think, and Auntie Ann. There's Aunt Esther and Aunt Sarah. Hey, Uncle Arnie, how long did it take you to get up here today?
2 hours.
2 hours, huh? You had that lead foot, huh?
Hmm?
Lead foot?
Lead foot today.
Yeah.
Port Huron. Much faster, brother.
Port Huron?
Yes.
Okay. Good for next year. I'll know that for next year. Okay, you gonna throw me one?
Ready. 1, 2. Put your hand underneath. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, good one. So you enjoyed that Yiddish tape, huh?
Yeah, I was trying to play it.
Oh.
Story, Auntie Sarah. What story about what? Anything about...
Oh, let's tell everybody. Hi, Aunt Mary.
But I always had so much Look, on Delaware, I remember we went to take a ride. Okay. Yeah. This was...
You can line up on it.
That's okay.
Wait a minute. Once you get down.
Auntie
Go ahead, go on down there, Needy.
Go there.
Sit down like the old pictures. The man sat down in the leaf. Well, we need you up there. It's an empty seat. Doesn't look good.
No.
All right, sit down. Sarah, sit down. All right.
Barb. Thank you.
Hold it. Hold it.
Okay.
Hold it.
Anthony's back.
I got 2 right.
Don't go back too far.
You're talking and we're ruining the pictures.
Don't move.
Don't move.
Any wise? Any wisecraft?
David, how about that, David?
Yeah, okay.
Right here. David.
Okay.
Oh, got Ken's head. Now do I hit it again?
Yay.
Lean over. Lean over. Look at Aunt Barbara. Move in. David.
Aunt Barbara,
We need
too.
you in. Okay, everybody lean right over.
Wait, Barbara, that's too quick.
Move together. Where are you going? Everybody stop. No.
Move.
We getting prints all those pictures.
Who's playing? Oh, this is great stuff. This is like Academy Award-winning stuff.
Stupid camera.
Tiger. Sorry. I'm sorry. Wait over.
Sorry?
Tigers.
And? Well, I told you, yeah. Oh, that's fine. Remember the whole machine? That's what you did.
Oh, you're getting this all
I'm trying to.
Why don't we do,
Let's see it, Len. Hey. Go.
Oh, hey, that's not fair.
You're the one who knows it all by heart. I can't look at my glasses. The whole sitter. Not the whole sitter.
Most of it.
I don't know any of it.
I heard you 4 days ago.
Oh, one.
I'm not much into the world.
You have like a Too bad I don't have that,
You can't know. Okay, let's make it. You don't want to come out.
Smart.
Where are we going, Dad?
We're going to go.
Too late.
Where's Marcy? Let's go.
You guys are Nancy! Come on, Beth!
Can't get him over there.
That's how you got out of it, ain't you?
Yeah. Excuse me for interrupting. What did you say about Bubby's first husband? Was he married in Russia or something like that?
No, about Zadie's first.
We get union dues,
Zadie's
kid.
first
Before
wife.
we act, we want to get the...
You want it up front, huh?
We want to make sure we get union scale.
What if this is an Academy Award winner?
They're
Well,
talking
we'll
about.
want a bonus for that.
They're talking about Zadie's first wife. He married her in Russia,
Mm-hmm.
He married her in Russia.
and I don't know what the rest of the story
Low
was.
country.
What did she die from?
The first wife, they had the flu epidemic in about 1919, and she died.
And is that when Ma's husband died?
And Ma's first husband also died at that time of the flu.
Usually...
So that's how they got together.
How did they meet? Do you know?
I think it was.
Zadie and Bubby.
I think it was fixed up.
Bubby and Zadie. How did they meet? Like after their first spouses passed away?
What's her name? Molly Pecan made the shut up.
Yeah.
Sylvia, our cousin Sylvia Rotman?
Maybe, I don't...
Well, Ma served
know.
waited tables in her cousin's restaurant. And I think Papa came into that restaurant, is what I understood.
And my dad had a store.
That's later on. Your mother was operating. They operated
What kind of store was it?
They had a grocery store, and I think my father gave it away.
Let me tell you what Harry has told me.
My
Harry
father
can tell me if I'm wrong, and he can correct anything I say. My father was in the Russian army. Harry's father...
No, he wasn't. Your father was in the Russian army, and he did his 4 years, and he was discharged. He completed his service, and then he got married. And then the war with Japan started, and they were going to call him back into the Russian army to go to fight the Japanese. He just left Russia, and he wound up in London, England. My father... No, he went by himself. My father was in the Russian army a couple of years, and he had to go to Siberia to fight
Oh my
the
God,
Japanese.
I can imagine how your father must have cursed about that.
So he deserted the Russian army. Probably helped him.
Oh, really? Your father was a deserter.
Right. The original deserter was my father.
So when did he meet your mother?
That's another story.
You know that
He
story?
liked my mother's sister, an older sister.
Oh.
By the time you got settled in New York,
See, he met...
decided, you had to.
He went to learn his trade in the town that your father and my mother, their brothers and sisters, where they lived.
What town was that?
My mother's
the
older
town?
sister.
Bryce?
Yeah.
In the Bryce.
And he was taking her out. Then he went into the army. Then he wound up in England. Then he wound up in the States.
Was his cousin?
Their second cousin.
Their second cousin.
Yeah,
Okay.
not first, but second. So he wind up, after he's in the States a couple of years, he decides that he wants to sends her a letter and sends her a ticket to come to America with the idea of getting married. She's married.
This is a nice one.
Now came over,
And how are you
They
related?
started to take
We're
her out.
first cousins.
First cousins,
Engaged,
kitchen
they were
cousins.
engaged 5
We
years.
live next door to each other.
Oh, isn't it nice?
Finally, Amanda heard.
No. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you. Your father was here first in Hamilton. He never went to the States. He couldn't get in the United States because of his eyes. So he came to Canada. Now, they were more lenient to be able to get into the country. Now, how he got to Hamilton, I'll never know. I never did find it. Why? Maybe he heard there was a booming city or something. I don't know. Yeah. He got to Hamilton first. And then Albert's father left Russia and came to Hamilton.
Did Daddy send money to him? Is that
I
how
don't
they,
know.
because that's how they did it.
I don't know, but
Nobody had money.
Yeah, my parents sent for a lot of people.
and that's how his father was in Hamilton with his older brother, Harry. Not Harry. Harry never.
Are you recording all this?
Yeah.
When they came
No
over
kidding.
From the
Yeah.
country, our father and their father.
I can remember when Uncle Darrell came.
Yeah, years later.
Harry.
We all lived in it.
We were all brothers.
No, we didn't.
And that could
What was wrong with Sadie's eyes?
He had a touch-up at the beginning of glaucoma, and they would not let him into the United States.
And then from
Canada
there,
was more lenient,
I know.
and they allowed him to
We're
come
talking
there.
about how Hannah Street, they did what they did.
That's how he came there.
Start about Uncle Darrell.
Down to the station.
Well, no, it wasn't years later. It was just a matter of a few weeks later.
He came years later than Uncle.
Oh, yes, but I'm talking about when he
His time,
came.
yeah.
When he came, he
Uncle
said
Darrell.
everybody
And
came,
everybody was
congregated.
supposed to, like
Mention who you're referring to because
Uncle
she's
Beryl?
recording all
he was
this.
talking about Uncle Darrell.
And Uncle Beryl is Zadie's brother. My Zadie's.
Sarah Hannock's father.
He
Okay.
was the youngest brother, and he was scheduled to come, I can't say what date. And we lived at 209 Rebecca Street in
That's where
Trinidad.
we lived.
You lived there
And
too?
I don't remember them living there. I
lived there.
remember we lived
What King
there.
Edward
In
School is.
fact, we lived there for a period, and then we would move to Cannon Street, and then we moved back to Rebecca Street.
Why do you move back
And
for?
I think my parents owned
I
it
don't know.
on Rebecca
Right.
We owned
My
it.
father did, and
And
then
you know what? Just a moment.
your mother and
We never actually owned it.
Oh, really?
Well, I mortgaged it.
Okay, but we were buying
And there was a Mr. Wilson that held the mortgage.
But on the Hamilton and Cannon Street house was
Yeah, you know, a ligament red. He was the worst bastard on this earth.
And they would let him in.
I never knew that.
Sure, I came home from work this one
I used to
day.
go
I came home from work. I'm from Michigan, Akasha here. I came home from work this one day. So I was working at the Hamilton.
like a shift set.
I miss but I miss I came home from work this one day. You know, I worked at the Hamilton Auto Parts there, and I was within walking distance. They got this letter from a lawyer, and they're going to foreclose the
They
house.
both left the same.
And Papa came in, and she tells him this, and I said, oh, you know, and I got kind of panicky, and he said to me, Nautilus, is that the end of the house? And I said, yes, Papa. If he sent you a letter like that, he's going to do it. You know? And but Papa, you know, he trusted everybody.
Well, I think that they used to pay the interest.
Well, there was a moratorium in those days. Not in your time. We don't have that now. They don't do those things. But they declared a moratorium.
That was during the
where,
Depression.
where as long as you paid the taxes and the interest, they couldn't do anything to you. Well, they fell behind in the taxes. They were paying the interest. We owed $1,100.
How much was the whole
That was
house?
Maybe $2,000. And we paid the interest, didn't pay the taxes. And they were behind for maybe 2 years in the taxes at that time. So Papa went up to,
Better looking than
I left Uncle Beryl, and then on this. But anyhow, Papa went up to the lawyer's office, And what else is there? He's there. He's signing the foreclosure papers already, you know.
There was some
And I don't know what Puppy said to him, that he can't do this to him, and that. Well, he asked him to give him a few days. And he really didn't know what he was going to do. It was just a matter of a few $100, which was a lot of money in those days. This must have been in about...
What do you want to know, Mark?
Okay, well, Barbara and I, we want to know certain things about, like, what happened with Bubby and Zadie. And we were hoping that you could all tell us, like, if we had some questions, if you could answer them for us.
I just found out from Harry.
I think she was related to Greta Garbo.
Well, that accounts for all of our good work.
In Russia.
No, that doesn't, though. I take it back.
And she came over first and then sent for her. Apparently, according to Harry, she had several miscarriages, but never had any children. And you know the family of Lipschitz and Hamilton? Well, her, or at least,
Oh, you gotta wear a suit. I know.
I don't know. Well, she was a sister to Mr. Lipschitz, who later they changed their name. The children changed their name to Lee. So, and we kept, my parents kept close. Once his wife died and remarried my mother, they kept very close to that family. You know, there was still the attachment. He must have, the way I figured it, he had to have been married to her, his first wife, for about 15 years.
15 years?
Or maybe 20, come to think of it, the way Harry's telling me. There was an influenza going around in about 1919, and she contracted it and she died.
Now, what about...
How much later did he meet Bubby? Probably the next year, because I think they got married in 1920. I mean, was probably as soon as it was reasonable to, you know, according to...
What about your like our great-grandparents, your grandparents? Did you know them at all?
No, they all died.
We never knew any of our grandparents.
No, we did not have any grandparents when any of us, you know, any of us would know. My mother's parents died when I think they were each about 33. My grandfather, my mother's father, apparently was a teacher, I understand, and he went to a lumber camp, I guess in the summer, to be like a bookkeeper, because he was learned in figures and all that, and he must have contracted, what is the Lyme disease where you go into tuberculosis. He came back and he died after that, and I don't know what my grandmother died of, but she also was very young. And my mother was brought up by her grandmother. And Aunt Tilly, her youngest sister, there was a middle sister who died as a child. But Tilly, who was the youngest, was sort of boarded out once her parents died.
Now, what about...
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
How does that work?
That your father has to fill in, because they're cousins, but I don't know quite what the relationship is.
Before he stayed there on his way from Poland.
You know, I don't know.
We're gonna find out later. We're gonna put everybody down.
I do know that Bubby was brought over by Meyer Rotman's father, who was her uncle.
And I met
Mr. Rotman, her uncle.
Is that Myra's? Does that have anything to do with Myra? Oh, it does.
Yes. It would be Myra's great-grandfather. Was my mother's uncle. And he was either coming or sending his sons or something to that effect. They were coming to Hamilton, and he made sure that my mother was brought over as well.
So was the grandmother left in Poland?
I assume the grandmother had died, or I really don't know what happened to the grandmother. I assume she died, and that's why he maybe had to take care of her and look after her well-being.
I'm not hungry.
And
are there any pictures of the grandmother or or Bubby's parents?
None. There are some pictures of my father's father or grandfather, and I think I gave them to Howard many years ago. Big framed pictures that were starting to become brittle, and he said he wanted to take them and restore them. He had a place for them, and I haven't heard since what became of them.
Why no one in the family taught recipes for your flour? Or hide secrets or hide things?
Why the family does that?
What was Bubby? What was Bubby like? I never
Because
saw her
I
that
think
way.
the philosophy of that day was you should protect your children. And protecting them meant to keep them ignorant of any fact that might disturb them.
Anything negative?
Anything negative. And therefore, you should always bring your children up that life is beautiful. Nothing can be wrong in a family.
And Bubby,
you should.
Bubby raised you like that?
I believe so. Yeah. And but that's what I think the general belief was. And that seemed to carry on through the family. And I'm the only rebel, I think, who finally figured out that that isn't quite the healthiest thing. Yeah. So, but I do think that was behind it all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it was just a general feeling of that time. You know.
Now, Bubby, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was going to say, like, Bubby, we sort of get the impression like she just was mostly like, you know, housekeeper and all of that. Did she have like a lot of time for the kids? And I mean, that she baked and she, you know, made a nice house and everything. Did she have a lot of time for the kids and everything since there were so many children?
Well, you know, I'm really the wrong one to ask because by the time I came to an age of awareness, everyone was, you know, so much older than I, and they were either working or basically, or in high school. So I'm really not the one. But I think as far as I'm concerned, she went shopping, you went shopping with her. You know, you interacted in her daily activities. And, you know, if we went if they did anything socially, you went along. If they went to visit their friends, you went along. I mean, that was the way it was in those days. You didn't do things for the kids. The kids just were brought along to do things with you.
Now, can you tell us about your ice cream excursion with Bubby?
Oh, you want to hear about that? Okay, well, Bubby would go shopping every Thursday. And, of course, I, being too young to remain at home, would have to go with her. And I didn't object. I liked to shop. And also, we went to the market, and we both loved the little plants that she had in her summer kitchen. And, you know, she'd let me choose some plants, and she'd choose some plants. That's a side story. So, anyway, but we'd inevitably wind up in Kresge or Woolworths, and they always had counters, you know, a soda fountain type counter. And we'd sit down, she'd say, Donna, have a dish of ice cream. Mom, I don't want any ice cream. Donna, you got to have a dish of ice cream. So I said, okay. So I'd have a dish of ice cream, and then she'd order a dish for herself. See, the thing is, I never ate ice cream or candy till I was about 9 years old. I really didn't like it. But when I went with Bubby, I had to eat ice cream.
So do you think that was her way of, because she really wanted some ice cream, but she felt funny just...
That's right.
She hasn't paid up any money. Don't
Okay, you know what, later?
Thank you.
Anun bracha madinoi, erach apay mugdol koset. Du kadinoi komasecha, bachasidecha yibarchucha. No dia livnei adam gvoroso, koda dharma chuso. Soy mechadina lachola noiflim, zoikef cholat fufim. Useach eshodecho, umaspiel chochai rotzoin. צדיק.
צדיק בעיני בהודריה, ועשית בכל מעשיו.
קרוב הנינו לכל קרוב, לכל אשר יקרוב אמס. יריוב. יעשה. שומר דינו אסכול אבו, ואסכול ארשום ישמיד. תילס דינו. ואנחנו נברך יה. יעקב עד עולם.
Hallelujah.
Hey Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Come on, sing it. Mi Melech Malchei Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Imruchi Givi Yossi, Adonai Li Velavira. Hey, wake it up.
Here you go. There you go. Got it? You hit it. You hit it. It's not even. Okay.
Don't whack too hard.
Good, Kevin. It's a black rubber piece, Mom. It's like a black rubber. Yeah. Jordana. Jordana. Are you enjoying that?
Con, I think there's a piece left down here, Ann. This much. Beside Arnie. There you go. You know what, there are no eyes right in front of or right beside your they're in a and find out.
Yeah, we have absolutely nothing to say.
Barbara Dubler and Mark Cohen, did you have a nice time today at the
Yeah,
picnic?
well, we're anti-American, and there shouldn't be any Americans allowed in Canada.
I think you're absolutely right, but I have one question for
What?
you. What is that accent you have?
It's Canadian.
Oh, Canadian, huh?
It's called Canadian.
One of them, eh?
Yeah, that's right, eh?
Have a nice time today at the picnic? At the Cohen family picnic? Are you going to come back next year? Yeah? Mom? Did you have a nice time at this picnic?
I had a wonderful time.
Yeah?
Yes, marshmallows.
Good.
Very lovely day. Toast marshmallows. Everybody seems to be enjoying it.
It's a beautiful sunny day for sure.
I hope to come back next year.
Great. Aunt Mary, can we have a minute of your time?
Yes,
Did you have a nice time today at the picnic?
really, really nice.
Yeah?
We had nice. We lucked out on the day. It was beautiful.
About how many people did we have today?
I think about 40.
About 40?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. A good turnout.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Okay, well, we'll see you next year.
I hope so. You better come back.
You definitely.
We need you.
Definitely. Thank you. Thanks for dinner, too.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay.
Come back and visit us again.
I will. Thanks for all your hospitality.
I had one, and it's
It must have been really crowded, right? I mean, didn't you fight? Did you not? Oh, don't take my profile.
There'll be nobody talking then.
Now wait, everything.
This is Sunday, August 8th at the family picnic, and we're going to be interviewing the sisters and brothers of the Cohen family, and we're going to ask them some questions for posterity.
So how did you ever get a chance to use the bathroom by yourselves? Like, how did you?
Look, if you
Did you
lived
fight over it?
If you lived on Cannon Street,
Didn't seem to be a problem.
it was no problem.
Why? Why?
You just managed.
I can remember.
Did you take a number? Did you fight over it?
No, I don't recall that we had.
I think it was in my memory there was never a problem.
Well, okay. So who slept with who in the bedroom?
I don't know where the other
In
I
Cannon
slept
Street.
in the attic.
And so did Mary and I.
And so did I.
So did you.
Believe? Yes, I did.
But you didn't live at our house. Mary and I
So I
slept in one
slept in the
room.
attic.
You
anyway.
had the other.
And then you had to
Esther and I lived in one.
to go to his.
Uncle, you're fight.
And the boarder slept in the other room.
Yeah, but I have a border that
Okay.
got that room. Okay. And what was his name? He used to give out. But we had Mr.
There was somebody by the name of Tony who
You
when
can
he
only
painted,
talk one at a time.
We have a Mrs. Kelly. We used to have a man living in your room.
Anyway.
there was a Kelly.
Okay,
That could've
Auntie
been
Sarah,
No,
tell
that
us,
was where it was.
what's one of the funniest memories that come to your mind of when all of you were all together on Cannon Street? A funny story. It's in mine.
Just a minute, how about the time
Robbie burnt the house
No,
down?
that's all. No.
Well, you know, an interesting thing was
I
that
slapped him across the behind.
We had
for that,
to-
too, you know.
Who did?
I rushed down there.
Yeah, but how do you know it wasn't
On
her?
her. Is it just a coincidence?
we had to go across the street to look up at a tower where there
Oh, I
was
took the stuff
a
across the behind.
clock.
Poor
See
Robbie.
what
No
time
wonder
it
he's
was.
got an inferiority.
Nobody had a watch.
We can't
in
all
those days.
talk.
And when you came, not everybody had a key to the house. There was one key, and it was on a string that come through the letter slot in the door.
Yeah, but those
When
days
you
were
came home
honest.
at night, you just pulled the key out, opened the door, and it was just one of those skeleton keys.
And did anybody ever get into trouble for coming home late or staying out late or?
Well, they never stayed out late.
Yes, we did.
Matter of fact, they never went out.
We did.
But during the day, we didn't even have to close the door.
Listen,
Next year had her birthday party.
Yeah.
We
She had a band. Yeah.
Colored
A
band.
5-piece
You asked the
band.
questions about
In
Bobby
the
and
house?
Sadie.
But I can remember Ann 316.
In the dining room.
She was a surprise.
Well,
She
shattered
was.
her.
She was.
I had.
Okay.
Me as surprise baby.
that's
All right.
where it all
Well,
started.
I'd like to-
remember we had something like a bar mitzvah or something in the house.
We had your bar mitzvah and Yoshi's bar mitzvah, the party in the house. Yeah, because they had all the tables in a row and then a head table
Long
like
table
a
and one went with a door. You know.
Were we there? And
then
then
I-
allowed to come to that? And you got about 2 or... I have nothing to say. I wasn't on the street.
You're the baby.
Watch back, you never got it. I wasn't even...
Okay. How could they afford a bar mitzvah? What kind of bar mitzvah? Did you like
Don't worry, they did their own cooking. How about our wedding? They did
wine
their
and
own
sponge
cooking.
cake? Okay, tell us
That might have
This is
been...
Barbara.
tell us
Remember-
about Sadie.
There was Mrs. Perlman who
Sadie
worked
used
at
to
the-
have this truck and was parked in
What kind of truck?
Model T
Model
Ford.
T Ford.
And you had to put a crank in it, and you'd have to go like this, and crank it, and crank it, and crank it, and crank it.
And did you all get to
Finally
go
it
in his
started,
truck?
You know, started to go, and he'd go and he'd hop in the thing, and the thing would quit. That's so funny.
What did
Had to come out and
No,
What
no,
did,
the funny thing about that
I'm just gonna go.
was that
We're just gonna
the
go.
Model T, the Model T, when it went up the hill, all the gas rushed to the back, so you'd run out of gas.
Oh.
He took
So what you would do is go up backwards. Yeah, you'd go up backwards.
Seriously, you had to back it up the hill?
You get the
but on the weekends,
That's where
we
that
used
famous
to go
saying.
on that truck to go to the beach.
That's where that famous saying comes from. Megitza Hanetze.
Which means?
I didn't have that one written down.
What does that mean, Uncle Nini? Uncle Nini, can you translate that?
Megitza
The
Hanetze
only man.
is, you get an idea.
Yeah.
And Eitze is, I guess, an idea.
You don't have that?
Yeah.
Did you get that?
No. Uncle Yash, what were you gonna say? Or what did you say?
Was the only
Only scrap man.
With a truck.
With a truck. Everybody else had a horse and wagon.
So what did he do exactly? What was his?
Picked up scrap at factory.
I never
he had accounts.
He had
Knew of him when
he had about 4 or 5.
I never knew of him.
He had certain days that he went to certain.
Yeah?
Yeah, he had the Canadian color type. He had frost steel and wire.
Right.
And who else did he have?
Norton, dirt grinding wheels.
Yeah. How come all these people went bankrupt?
Yeah.
And what about Zadie's
And then
parents?
during the war, Sadie worked at Steel Company of
You'll have to ask
Canada.
Harry
Steel
Cohen
Company of
about that.
Canada.
No,
And he'd have to go all the way down Cannon Street to James Street to get on a streetcar to go all the way to.
And I understand he was very generous with his money, and with whatever he gave, he always gave things.
Barbara, one thing.
Barbara
They
Holloway.
used to make them. They used to have people come to shul, you know. And if they didn't,
passing through town.
yeah, and he would
Everybody
bring
said,
them
oh,
home.
Mr. Cohen will take you home. You couldn't get a meal at Mr. Cohen.
And one day we
He took Benny Goodman.
What happened
I was
yesterday?
just gonna say.
One day he brought
someone
home, and I was a little girl, and I remember one by one, each of the members of the family left the table.
I heard
Why?
And I was too dumb to realize this man was eating with his hand. And finally, once he finished eating, my father told him to please kindly leave, you know,
Yeah.
and the man left.
We saw him right across the
But
road.
he would not deny anyone a meal, and always was there for anybody who needed a helping hand. Even to somebody who knocked on the door and asked for a sandwich. My mother never let them in, but or asked for a handout.
wanted money.
They actually asked for a handout, and she said no. She said, but you wait here, and she went in and would make a sandwich, and then she would bring it to the door and hand it to the person, so he shouldn't go away hungry.
Nice.
Yeah, and we had a few pushkas there.
Barbara,
And
not
when
only
they- when they
not
came
only
to
that,
collect from
Barbara.
the pushkas, there was nobody in there. There sure was.
Yeah, she would take it to the gambling.
Did you take it, Uncle Yossi? Did you take the money? No, tell the truth.
Very good.
And what did you do with it? What did you do with it? Come on, fess up. Tell us.
You know,
Yes, you
there
do.
was a time. Here's a cute story.
Uh-oh, and I'm on E here.
Empty.
You're empty?
When
I have another thing, but
I
I think
made
I
an
might get the battery.
arrangement with Bubby that on Friday night I would eat at home. That is my home. And she could come up to our house, and so we'd stop by after shul, pick her up, take her home, take her up the house. We'd eat. Now after shul on Saturday at noon, I would go to her house. And that was the arrangement we made. And around about Wednesday, she would call to find out if I was going to come, so she would know how much to
Every
make.
Wednesday she would call?
Yeah. Well, roughly that. So she called every week. It might not be Wednesday, it could be Tuesday. But she called. It's coming up Shabbos at Davis, and so she'll know how much to prepare. So once I said to her, I think this Shabbos I'm not going to come. She says, and what will I do with it all?
And I want you to know, Barbara, that your mother's parents.
She's calling
had
to
two
find
homes.
out if I'm coming
They
to.
just didn't have
so
one
she'll know how
home.
much to
Not only did they
prepare.
have a truck.
And when I said I wasn't coming,
Two homes.
what will
But
I
I
do?
remember after I was going with your mom for about 15 years, Auntie Esther said to me one night,
Yeah.
"Len, are your intentions honorable or dishonorable?" So I said, I didn't know I had a choice.
But tell about when you would come for lunch, and she would serve you the
that's
No, that was
No, I
basic.
couldn't stand the
Yeah.
smell of that before.
What was the moment? You're talking about the soup I love.
It wasn't the same as during the year.
But she always said the same thing wrong, didn't she?
No, she'd always serve everybody soup first of all. And then but she wouldn't serve me. Then she would say to me,
Do you want a board?
"You'll
Do
end
you have a
soup
lot of
to
battery
board."
left in yours?
I would always say board. Now she
Because
said,
I'm running out of my
"Bring me a
battery. It's
plate
on
of
E
board."
now. Can you
Stand
take the
right
rest of
there,
it?
you know.
We gotta get
Well, till I had the first soup, and I'd have
Ask
some
questions that you want to know.
new land, good and board, no? That was
So then she didn't get
And she used to, Bobby used to call Marla Mila.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to say to her, well, can you say Marcy? She'd say Marcy. I'd say Mark, she'd say
Remember
Mark.
the sailors we had?
Who else did we have?
Took up the front
And then
room
when I'd
and
say
put
to her, well, I'll say Marla,
So
she'd
a
say
table
Marla.
Marla. Can't you remember a funny story, Auntie Sarah? There must be. I love the way
When
you
she
laugh.
crossed the border, she would say, you know, she could have brought the whole United
What she
States.
did, she used to bring us a care package.
Yeah.
Sunflower
One
seeds?
big shopping bag full
After
of
she crossed the border,
fake
she said
stuff
she could have brought the whole United
Sunflower seeds, remember?
and knedlach and stuff like that.
And
And then she'd
strudel.
bring it to me and she'd tell me to divide it 3 ways.
Isn't that
Say,
cute?
well, you divide it 3 ways. So, well, I brought it to you, it's yours now. So I don't want to divide it 3 ways.
Auntie Anne, do you have any stories that you'd like to tell?
Yeah, well, you want to hear a funny story?
About having all these, like, little...
What did you all think when Booby was pregnant again and with Auntie Donna? And you were all so much older. And here Booby was. Were you all excited?
I was very unhappy.
You were? Why? Why were you unhappy?
Because I was
18 years old.
Yeah, and you were embarrassed? Oh.
Barbara, I was going with
Love
Mom.
was the,
I remember driving her up to the hospital.
And who got all the hand-me-downs? Like who got whose clothes?
When Sadie came home after Marla was born, I used to wear extras and lengthen them. Donna was born, and we want to know, do we have a sister or brother? How many did it take?
What? We didn't hear that. Auntie Sarah, we didn't hear that.
Sadie was not.
Sadie
wanted a boy.
He did. Donna.
Don't you feel great about this?
So what happened?
So then he said, we decided, no, then he said, he never swore.
He never swore?
And then he did.
He did?
Nice to know.
We said a word that everybody says.
What did he say, Mom?
To Mary and Gitsy and
What?
me that we could pick the name.
Say
Because
it.
between
My
him and
mother, you
Booby,
never swear either.
they had who they could name her at. They're sure they could pick. Any name we chose. Any name we chose, they would have somebody in their background to name her after. So there was a little girl going to home camp. We used to go to home camp. Yeah, she was Dorothy Schechter's niece from Montreal. Her name was Dorothy Cohen. And we liked that little girl, so we said we picked Dorothy. So we told them, and there was no problem. They named her boy.
Okay, so did you know that Sadie wanted a boy, and that when you got born he swore for the first time in his
Yes, I've known that for many years, but that's fine. I would probably do the same.
Okay, I have a question now. Since all of you had a say, apparently, in Aunt Donna's name, I would like to know how my mother got to be named Gertrude. And nobody said a word about it.
That would have been Gusta.
Harry,
you know, they just left.
the mother, who was our aunt.
But you know,
But Augusta might have been even better than
let
Gertrude.
me tell you something. But Bubby could never pronounce Gertrude. He called her Goichu.
He did not.
You gotta keep the cow, bring it down here and get the loaded.
She might have called her
Did
Gitsy
Booby
and
used to sew and make your clothes?
Yes.
She did?
In the camcorder case.
And then I used to try to sew like
Pocket in
her.
front.
Whatever happened to that machine?
Belta, I think,
Did
got it.
Belgium finally get it? Good.
No, it's,
You want me to do that or
Yes.
or not?
You didn't get it?
no, it's still around. Hopefully.
Have you Zelda got it?
No.
No, she made my clothes.
Because Zelda always wanted it.
And so, did you ever go on family outings? Like, did everybody get into the truck and go to go
I
somewhere?
only have one recollection of going to the beach on a picnic, and my mother took pots and pans
I think that's it.
full of food.
People dark in it.
And this is how we used to take great
Well, my first recollection of the truck, I was supposed to have said, when it went into a ditch, how did it end up? And I said, Otazoy. And I asked, do you not remember that?
No.
Esther would probably remember.
Uncle Yoshi,
I can remember.
what would you like to say? We'd like to know about your baseball times.
And she went out and she bought a whole,
Not gonna-
lot of tablecloths. Now she
No.
was,
What's that?
she tablecloths, and on our kitchen table she was showing us what they looked like. And in the meantime, somebody else, Papa's truck is on fire. So she left that, and she put this pail, and I think it even had a hole in it, and filled it with water to go to put out the fire.
Well, do you remember when the attic was unfinished, so Daddy decided he was going to plaster it and finish it. And he had all this plaster up, and all of a sudden it all fell down. Exploded. And
No, it exploded.
Yeah, we thought it was going to.
And he had got it in his eyes and
He had
taken him
lime
to
in
the
it
hospital.
with what?
And it was really scary how he was going to come out of that.
Remember,
Thank God he
we
was all right.
were having the living room floors refinished.
By Mr. Vine.
I don't know. No, that wasn't. We didn't have that. Yeah, I don't think.
Well, Mr. Vine put in hardwood.
Yeah, but
That's why I couldn't sleep late the morning
and you came
to
down
bed.
and you saw what everybody
Sleep till 9 o'clock, but not those
So did everybody chip in and clean up the house? Like, did everybody have a job to do?
Well, Sarah liked to clean.
Sarah liked to clean?
I did. So she would always get after me to clean, and I knew that she wouldn't approve of how I cleaned.
Well, Mary
so
always used to have a
Sarah and me. What I did, Sarah, wait a minute. There was this, we had this little stand, and it had an ashtray on it. So because I wanted to get her go, I took the duster and I took all the dust and put it under this ashtray and put the ashtray down, and she was so mad at me. She says, "Get out of here." So that's how I got out of cleaning.
She got out of cleaning all the time, Mary.
Sarah and I used to clean our rooms upstairs in the attic, and they were painted floors, and in the rooms they had a door, and it was painted.
Hi, Ruby.
So we had to wash it. Sarah said, we have to do it. She'll do Nini's room, and I'll do my room, our room. So we started off, and she said, no, you got to wash the door first. And I said, I'm not washing the door. I said, if you want to wash the door, you do it. And I walked away, and she said,
Well, before them, I used to do cleaning. And Esther never did a thing, right?
Oh, they never went down.
She used to paint and to do her share. I used to clean and cry. Bye. No, you'd be upstairs moving furniture and say, it sounded like thunder. I would clean and cry, and she would say to me, if you're going to cry,
Where is she?
Don't do it.
don't do it. But I had to do it.
And that's what you say to me if I would complain or be miserable cleaning. If you're going to be like that, then don't do it.
Exactly. Look at the little one.
Put it on herself.
she just dropped it.
Okay, stop.
Diamond, but she was a rotten.
Her name was Esther.
Yeah, but she was a rotten.
Esther Diamond. And she
A maiden name was
her,
Rotten.
yeah, her maiden name was Rotman, Esther Rotman.
And she was from, you said before, what city in Poland? Or no, you know, Zadie's city in Russia?
From Poland.
A Bryce.
A Bryce?
She wasn't from Bryce. She was from Toller.
Taller in Poland.
So didn't she, like, have any, like, I know Tilly's her sister.
Yeah.
And didn't she have, like, any other known relatives that ever...
She had another sister.
Yeah, sister in between who died
Mm-hmm.
when she was a young child.
You got the grill?
And what about Zadie? What about his roots in Russia?
Let's see, Harry told, well, he had an older brother who was quite a bit older than yeah, quite a bit older, Uncle Moishe. And apparently he did, I just learned today, he had another brother who was deformed. He had a hunchback and something.
But I don't think that was from the...
what Harry said. He was a natural brother, and he couldn't remember the name. And then there was my father, whose mother died when he was 17 weeks old.
Oh.
And my grandfather remarried his sister-in-law. In other words, my father's aunt. And
Because isn't that the way they did it back then? That you were obliged to marry the,
Well, it happened, yeah, it was
Mhm.
typical.
No, you were obliged to marry your wife's sister.
Right.
So they married, and then together with that union, there were, as Harry tells me, 3 sons and 2 daughters.
Now, I think one of those sons was his brother. What?
No,
I don't
no,
know.
because there was,
No,
there was a
I never heard of hunchback.
well, something was deformed about him, and he died at an early age.
But then there was some brother who had a baby.
That's Harry. There was the brother.
A brother and a sister-in-law to
New York.
New Jersey, I believe, and to live there. And they had a baby. There was some kind of epidemic, and his brother and his wife died.
She's
The
on the
baby
box.
was left. So Daddy and Mom went to New Jersey or New York
No, it
and
was.
picked up the baby and brought it back to him. But the baby was sick and he died.
Wow.
I think that's
That's how
see,
Harry
on the cemetery. You see, I think.
Because I think that
I think.
Ask Beth took him. I don't know what she
You've seen it in the cemetery, the stone in the cemetery, Uncle Nene?
You hear about
For the that baby?
I think there's a monument. Yes,
Mr.
on
Hart.
the
for
cemetery.
that baby? No, he wants.
Because it's part of the VCR. I carry a VCR with it.